I think about it a minute, but there's a center there. They used to give food away to the poor people. And they had a playground, and I spent a lot of time right there. But Wolf Settlement, it's a Methodist organization, and they're still there. Yeah, and they always I went to kindergarten there, and they always help people a lot in this area, the poor people. And I played a lot of corkball behind this factory here many times, especially in the weekends. And like the lady just said, the Mercedes restaurant is the best restaurant you could ever eat at. It was right down the block, 1 block away from here. And then the Boys Club of Tampa, I spent a lot of time there. And Cascadian Park, that was my second home, really.
You all might think DoorDash is something new, but we've always had it here in Ybor City. We had El Cafetero, the coffee man, who would deliver coffee to our house. We had El Panadero, the bread man, who would bring us fresh bread from La Segunda Central. We had El Lechero, which is the milkman, who would deliver milk to our houses. We used to have boxes in front of on our porch, or ours was in the back door. And the lechero would deliver milk. You could have butter, whatever you needed. And it was usually from Florida Dairy. The Capitanos started the Florida Dairy. We had Tony's Shoe Shop on the corner of Columbus and Nebraska. We would take our school shoes on Friday afternoon, and Sunday night, Tony would deliver them because he knew we needed them for school on Monday. If not, we would get demerits.
What about on Nebraska Avenue? What kind of commercial stores?
Well, commercial was Curtis Hickson Pharmacy, which is a great guy. He used to give us, he used to have phone booths. Wooden phone booths and we used to go in there and call our girlfriends. But he used to give us cherry Cokes all the time. He had a soda fountain in the drugstore, and he used to give us just free drink. Get whatever you want, he used to say. And after that, he became mayor. This guy by the name of Manuel. Did you know him, Joe? See, Manuel. They lived back in this area. He had graduated from the University of Florida as a pharmacist, and he bought the pharmacy out. And after that, it didn't last long. Next to that was a barber shop. Next to that was a bakery. Next to that was, I don't remember. Right on the corner where the junkyard is at, that used to be a 5 and dime store. And across the street, that everybody knows, the Dream Bar. That was popular. We couldn't go in there, but next to that was the pool, Julio's pool room. Then Campisi's Market, right next to that. Across the street was Andy's Market.
The Cuban bakery, La Segunda Central, has been there over 100 years, and there was Cuban sandwich shops all over Ybor. There were two on 15th Street by the park, across the street from each other. Yet they both made good business. They had their clientele, they had their families or wherever else and friends. But the best Cuban sandwich that you can get in Ybor City or anywhere is from La Segunda Central. I remember the original taste from the old-time Cubans, and that's about the closest Cuban sandwich to the original one I used to have when I was a kid.
I gotta tell you this, I don't know why I remember this sister. It was Sister Michael, but back then, you couldn't wear your skirts too long or too short, and we would all turn them up. And I don't know why I remember her with a ruler, and she would, you know, flank the back of your legs. But anyways, that's what I remember about those years. I did go to Orange Grove. We walked everywhere, like I said. There was a lot of neighborhood stores where everybody had credit. You had a little card, and you know, you pay $10, $20, and whatever. And having said that, there was a neighborhood doctor, Dr. Armando Cardoso, which we loved. His wife Daisy, and I remember he had, I think, 2 sons, but I remember Dean. I think he still lives there. And sorry, my phone's going off. I remember going to him for anything, but I only ended up with a penicillin shot and a B12 shot. And let me tell you, it cured me. And I wish they had that nowadays.
Like I say, Ybor City is a great place to live. I'm so glad and thankful that people are moving to the neighborhood from up north. They're bringing the neighborhood back to life. You know, it went down for a while. Everybody moved to Carrollwood, Brandon, you know, but now we're having a lot of people coming back to the neighborhood, and it's beautifying it again. And it's just, I'm just really excited about that. You know, we have, the streets are redone. They have the porch parties. They're redoing the homes. The homes are beautiful. You know, they're coming in, redoing them, restoring them. And I'm just really excited and just loving, you know, the place I was born and raised at.
It's not what it used to be, but I'm happy to see that it's getting very alive again. It's different people, different ethnicities, different everything, but my block is almost exactly the same as it was when I was 3 years old and moved into that house. Whenever I get a cab where I have to go anywhere, or an Uber, when they bring me back home, they look at the house and they go, "Oh, is this a new house?" And I go, "No, this house was built in 57 or something." Oh my God, because we were the only ranch house in the entire neighborhood, and everybody thought we were very wealthy because we could build a casa de bloque, which is a concrete block house, which of course we were not, but anyway, in those days, who cared? And then I think the only thing I have to say here is that right across the street where it's the Cigar Workers Park now, is where I think it was originally Ferdy Pacheco's father's botica, the pharmacy. We used to go there all the time. My mother has a story about Ferdy Pacheco's father. When she was little, she went in there, and Ferdy Pacheco's father looked at her from above and said, "You're not very pretty." So she always remembered that. He was very forthright. And eventually his assistant, Gus Moreno, I think bought the business from him and ran it for many years. And he was my dad's best man in his wedding. So we always were close to them as well. So parts of Ybor City are still the way it used to be. I'm sure that's not going to last, but I do love to see, you know, the old homes kind of renovated, and it's interesting to see what people have done with them, like the ones next to me. A lot of young couples are moving in and renovating, and it's really nice. I like to see it. In fact, they did a better job than the people who lived there at the time. Everything just was white, painted, and as long as, you know, you cleaned the house, that's all they cared about.
Well, Melita was gambling. They would come by and knock at your door. They had like a route. These guys worked for whoever was handling it. Like Charlie Wall probably was the head of this, probably. And they would come and knock at your door, and whoever come to the door, they would ask, "You want to play the bolita?" And I said, "Yeah." Give me 10 cents on number 14, 20 cents on 13, you know, give me a bunch of numbers, and whatever, when they said, that's what you paid, whatever you named. So if you won, that's on a Saturday. right? Was it on a Saturday? I don't know. On a Sunday, if you want any money, they bring it to you right to the door. That's like a lottery today, but it was illegal. All the numbers were coming out of Cuba, and but they had these guys running around all neighborhoods selling tickets, what they call a ticket, and they'd write down, give me the 24 over 32, 24 over 32, and they give you a slip. That was your proof that you had those numbers. Hold on to your ticket.
Do you remember going to any tea dances, balconies?
Well, of course, 7th Avenue and all the clubs there, Cuban Club, Centro Español, Centro Asturiano, and Italian Club. They always had movies, you know. I tell you, on Saturday mornings, I get teared up. My mother, a lot of us, there was 10 in my family, and I was the number 10. So 5 of us grew up here, the rest grew up in West Tampa. But Saturday morning, everybody had to clean something, the house. Everybody had a duty to do before we could do anything else. My sisters cleaned the floors. My job was to clean the Venetian blinds Saturday morning. Then she'd give me $1, and we'll go to 7th Avenue and go to the movies. The movies were 10 cents. At one time, I remember there were 9 cents at a wrapper of candy bar, the Brock candy bar. You take a wrapper of Brock candy bar and 9 cents and you get in the theater, the Ritz. And then in the Spanish club, they had movies, mostly Spanish movies, but they watched the cartoons were in English. And the Italian club had movies. So yeah, we had every Saturday. Sometimes I hit one movie and then the next, from one to the other, you know, about 10 cents, you know. But that was a lot of money. Like I said, she gave us $1 to spend the whole day, or the whole afternoon. And then as I got older, I mean, the grown-ups all went to the dances, you know. There was dance every Saturday from noon till 3 o'clock in the morning. Or there was the Italian club, the Cuban club, Centro Español, Centro Asturianos, all of them. The Círculo Cubano had 3 floors of dancing, you know. They had the casino down below, and then they had the first floor, which is dancing, and they had the ballroom up top. And then they had a patio dancing. They had 3 bands in one place, because the whole town, that's what they did, you know. And not just, so Saturdays, Sundays, it was dancing. As a kid, of course, I didn't go, but as I got older, yes. But all my brothers and sisters and everybody, that's what they did Saturday nights, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, dancing. It was fun. It's an amazing, those buildings are still there, and it's still amazing because there's a lot of history in there. And it was fun. But yeah, I can remember many times, you know, the whole family get together, go dancing, you know, it was nice.